Good morning. Get the wiggles out, get situated. I know situated is not a word, but I have said situated since I was little and it just stuck. So get situated. Wiggle around, nestle into your chair. Make sure that your haunches are right up against the back of your chair, but you're not leaning back. We're gonna sit up nice and tall. Stack our shoulders up over our hips. Make sure your legs are hip width apart. You have your knees, your hip joint, and your knees are lined up, and then you have your ankles lined up with your knees. And we're gonna do some rotations. So just make nice, big counterclockwise circles. And then go the other direction, nice big circles. Feel the weight distribute from sit bone, to front, to back. Imagining as if the center mass between your sit bones and between your pelvic bone and tailbone is your axis point that you're rotating around. It's not your spine. And just start to make your circles smaller so they kind of stay within the width of your body. And then work them down even smaller, nearly microscopic. To where if somebody was watching you, they wouldn't even think you were moving. But you can feel that little rotation in the core of your being. Imagine that core rotation from top to bottom. It's very tiny. Feel the muscles that are engaged to maintain that teeny tiny rotation. Imagine that you're drawing a circle from the crown of your head the size of a dime. It's almost maybe what you feel like if you get a little dizzy. If you do feel dizzy, open your eyes instead of closing them. And then bring yourself to stillness. And imagine that center core open. Imagine when you exhale that the air comes through that center core out the crown. Reaching to the top. Focus your breath in your abdominal area. Allowing your abdomen, front, sides, and back to broaden. Pushing your air into your belly. And as you exhale, feel the belly button draw in towards the spine, helping you push that air out. Draw in, let the belly expand, wide, deep. Draw in, pull the belly into the spine. Slowing your breathing back down, making it deep. Feel your belly expand from your rib cage to your hip bones on the sides. Feel it expand in the front from your pubic bone to your breastbone. Just let it be relaxed. Let it open up like bellows. And then imagine when you breathe out that all your muscular structure all squeezes to help push that air back out of the belly. Slowly allow your breathing to return to a normal pace, a normal depth, normal width. And just for a moment, just survey the body. How do you feel after the big deep breaths? Did it make you feel sleepy? Did it make you feel energized? Did it make you feel dizzy? Did it bring up any emotions, any thoughts? Did it make the muscles in your belly ache or back ache? Today we are going to work on a healthy spine. Take one more nice deep breath. And just audibly allow it to sigh out. Let your shoulders droop. Start to lift your head, chin towards the ceiling. Focus on the lift of the chin and not the crunching in the back of the neck. Keep the neck open. So don't go back too far. Just lift that chin up. Reach through the chin bone. Slowly start to bring your head back down. All the way down. Just relaxing it forward, opening up the back of the neck. Don't worry about squeezing your chin in tight. Keep some space in your throat. Slowly start to roll your right ear to the right side. Be aware of each muscle that it takes to create this process. Without moving anything but your neck, rolling to the right ear to the right. And slightly lift the chin. Feel the stretch and move to the under the ear, the front part of the throat. And slowly start to dip the chin towards your shoulder. Feel the stretch move around the side of the neck into the back part next to the spine. And then start to slowly lift. Activating each muscle along the neck from throat to spine. And then one more time, slowly dip the chin all the way down. And bring the chin back to face forward. Tuck your chin and roll your head forward slowly to center. Pause at center, lift your head back up to neutral. Just feel length in that side of your neck. Feel strong in that left side of your neck. And I want you to take your right hand and inhale up and over to the left, leaning over to the left. Lean over, bend your elbow, put your hand on the top of your head. And I want you to stay leaning to the left, but pull your head over to the right. Push your head back in alignment. Deep breath. Lengthen, exhale, start to stack your spine and sit back up. Return your right hand to your lap. All for the other side. Drop your chin forward. Pause. Very slowly start to roll left. Feel the activation through the muscles of the neck. Pausing when the ear is stacked right over the top of the shoulder. Then begin to lift the chin slightly. Feel the stretch move to the front of the neck into the throat. And then start to rotate the chin down towards the shoulder. Rotate the chin back up. And rotate the chin back down towards the shoulder. Then rotate back to neutral. Excuse me, I feel like I have to cough. Tuck the chin and roll forward. Gently bring the head back up. We do our breathing with the left arm. Left arm comes down. Inhale, up and over. Lean right. Lean over right. Then bend your elbow. Put your left hand on the top of your head and draw your head to the left as you keep leaning right. Use your arm, use your hand. Bring your head back to neutral. Up, leaned over left, right. Deep breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, straighten arm and start to stack your spine and sit back up. We had never done that before. Relax your shoulders, relax your arms. Hands in your lap, lengthen through the crown. And just do little twists. Mostly upper body. Imagine that if you had a rotation point, it was right up underneath your ribs. Not down low, but right underneath your ribs. Just little rotations, whatever feels good. You may feel after a while that you warm up and you can go a little bit further. This whole time, imagine your belly button is remaining locked forward, like you have a rod in your belly button and it won't move. So you're just doing the upper shoulders, upper back. And pause, do some shoulder rolls. And go the other direction. We're actually gonna do a bigger rotation. Just wanna warm up the spine before we do so. So we're gonna utilize the right arm to rotate left. So right arm, inhale up, lengthen tall, lift up through the sit bones, through the crown. Start to rotate left, bring that arm down in front of your face over to the left side. Once you've got that arm over there, you can just leave it on your lap. You can put both hands on your left hip. You can take the right hand and put it on the left shoulder. Just just wherever it feels most comfortable to you. Now I want you to think of having that belly button in that with that rod in the spine, and point your belly button forward. It may unrotate you a little bit, and that's okay, because we're really focusing on upper body and not lower right now. Try not to hold your breath. Belly button is forward. Right arm is going to inhale back up, comes over in front of your face, all the way to the top, and then exhale with a rotation back to face forward. And relax. Wiggle out if you need to. We're going to do the other side. So when we inhale and lift up, I want you to lift from the pelvic floor. So you're just lifting and stacking everything up. Left arm, inhale up. Lengthen and lift. Start to rotate to the right. As you exhale and draw that arm down in front, over to the right side. Find that comfortable position for that arm to sit, to hang out. Belly button needs to be facing forward, so you might have to unrotate a tiny bit to do so. One more breath. Left arm starts to inhale back up on the right side. When it comes up overhead, then you can start to exhale and rotate forward. And relax. Do some intuitive movement, whether it be arching and contracting, rolling shoulders, to release any tension that you feel in any part of your spine or shoulders, any of that good type of stuff. Oh, my nose itches. Sorry. All right. Now we rotated a little in the top. We're going to rotate a little bit in the bottom. We're going to utilize our legs. So if you want to come forward in your chair slightly, we're going to cross our legs. You have three choices. You can just cross your feet if you want to. You can actually cross your legs if you want to, or you can do what we kind of refer to as the figure four, because your legs look like a number 4 if you straighten it out the bottom one. Whichever of those three feels the most comfortable to you. Whichever one you choose, I want you to root into both sit bones. So, kind of wiggle back and forth until you find the center between both sit bones. Okay? And I want you to draw your pelvic floor up off your femurs so you sit up tall. It's just a little tuck upwards, lengthening through the crown. Take a deep breath. Get comfortable in that position for a moment. Now, whichever leg you have on the bottom, you're going to use that arm. Bottom leg, that arm. Inhale up. Exhale, rotate towards the top leg. And bring the arm down. Your back arm can be on your hip. It can be on the seat of the chair. You can reach back and grab the back of the chair. Now I want you to purposely, without moving your upper body, rotate the belly button as far forward as you can. It's really more of an engaging the proper muscles versus an actual rotation. So you may think I'm not moving at all. That's okay, you're using the muscles I want you to use. Turn your head and look over the back shoulder. Slowly start to bring your head back first. Head all the way to the front. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, rotate the rest of the body to the front. And you can switch legs. Shake that out, you can. resituate so you can get the other leg. Or you can just cross your ankles out straight in front of you. You can figure four or you can cross your legs. Find your rooted sit bones are equal between both bones. Draw the pelvic floor up off the femur. Lengthen through the crown. Take a big breath. Survey the body. We're working on the other side. So whichever leg's on the bottom, we should have switched. Inhale, arm up. Lengthen tall. Rotate across the upper leg. Bring the arm down. You can use the back hand to hold on just for stability, or you can use it as a little pull device to rotate a tiny bit more. Now, work on trying to imagine that belly button taking off and facing forward on its own. Turning your head and look over the back shoulder. So we're not just keeping the front half of our body passive and stretching through the back. We're engaging the front half so that we don't over twist. We keep the spine protected. Low back has lots of mobility to it naturally, and we don't want it to over mobilize. Breathe into the stretch. Start to bring your head back to face forward. Take a deep breath and lengthen through the crown before you start to move on your exhale and bringing everything back to face forward. Relax, draw your leg down, shake anything out you need to, round your shoulders, arch and contract your back if you want. Alrighty. Knees over ankles, abdomen drawn off the femur. We're gonna go cactus arms. If you ever laid on the floor and I said cactus arms, you had no idea what I was doing. This is what I was doing. Goalpost, cactus, whichever. Having a nice cactus arm. Shoulders and hips stacked. Breathe. Rotate to come to flat forearm. So everything's nice and flat. And then open it back up. Back to cactus arms. And down to flat. And up to cactus. So we're going to do three motions of an inhale up and exhale down. If that up is not comfortable, you can go to flat and you can go forward instead. So whichever, choose up or choose forward. Take a deep breath, inhale up or forward. Lengthening through the chest, exhale back to cactus. Inhale up or forward, whichever you're choosing to do, and down. Last time, up or forward. Draw the shoulder blades down the back when you come down. All the way down, lead with your elbows. And relax. Good stuff. All right, we're gonna do some balance. We're gonna do some mobility balance. So I would like you to, if you need to use the chair, you're gonna wanna use the low part of the chair because we're gonna come forward like this and the high part might be too high up back behind you. So put it in an area where you can either go from high and move down to low if you need to and work your way back up, or just a low one, whichever, but you're gonna need a low. If that makes sense. So standing next to the chair, your weight's going to be on the other side, the opposite side of the chair. So I want you to go ahead and put all of your weight on the foot away from the chair and just have your toes, forefoot, on the inside foot. And then find your balance for just a moment. Lengthen. Try not to lock your supporting knee out. You want a little tiny bend to protect the joint. Okay? When you're ready, you can take that, go up to the tippy toes of your other foot. Hold on to something if you need to. Now this shoulder and hip and knee of the foot that does not have the weight is gonna all remain in one line. So as you hinge at your hip on the outside leg, you're gonna come forward and you're gonna come back up, like so. Make sense? All right, so you're gonna take a deep breath. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come up. 3 of them. Exhale, come forward. Help keep the breath and the balance. Inhale, come up. Last one forward. Inhale up. And relax. Walk it out, stomp it out, shake it out, march it out, whatever feels good. So either flip around so you have your chair or move your chair to the other side or whatever you're using. And we're gonna switch legs. Put the weight on the other leg. Have your forefoot and toes touching. So you can find your stability. Find your focal point. It always helps to stare at one spot that's not moving during a balance sequence. Even when you're leaning over to pick something up off the floor, stare at something so you can keep your balance. All right, when you're ready, come up on your tippy toe on that unsupported leg. Remember to keep this side of your body all in one plane, all locked together. When you hinge at your hip on your supporting leg, you're not hinging at your hip on the other side. That's all moving together. When you're ready, taking your leg off, deep breath. Exhale, hinge, come forward. Bend a little in your supporting leg. And inhale up. Lengthen on the top of your inhale. Start your exhale, come forward. Inhale up. Got one more. And relax. Shake it out, stomp it out, walk it out. Whatever feels good. We did some good hip and thigh movement. Bring your chair, footstool, something small in front of you. Have your feet at least the chair width or footstool width. Hinge at your hips, flat back, and put your hands on either side. You're just gonna rock your hips from side to side. Get that dynamic stretch on your inner thighs. Pause with your hips on the right side. Draw your belly in slightly to protect the back. Take your right hand over where your left hand is, right next door to each other. They become friends. And it turns your spine slightly. And I want you to imagine squeezing your left shoulder and left hip towards each other. And open your right hip and right shoulder away from each other. If you need the support of the chair, by all means, keep both hands on the chair. If you think you can lift your right arm up to next to your ear, you can try that. You don't have to lift all the way up to the ear. You can just lift it off and see how it feels balance-wise. But you can immediately, if you start to lift it off, feel more stretch on the right side. Breathe. Bring your arm down if you had it up. Take your right hand back over to the other side where it belongs. Draw your belly in if it's not already, and start to bring your spine back into alignment. Nice and gentle. Now I want you to round your back and arch your back. Slight arch, not big. Round your back and arch your back. Round and arch. Go from arch to flat back. Rock your hips side to side a little bit. Keep your knees soft. Pause with your hips over to the left. Bring the left hand over here to join the right. Squeeze the right rib cage towards the right hip bone and open up the left rib cage and left hip bone. Play with lifting that left hand if you'd like to, even taking weight off of it or drawing the elbow up a little bit in space, or bringing the arm up next to the ear. Breathe into the left side of your body. Bring the arm down if you had it up. Take the left hand over where it belongs. Slowly start to bring the hips back into alignment, the shoulders to be over the hands. And again, round your back and arch, just a tiny, tiny arch. Round and arch. Now you have three choices. You can either take your elbows to the seat of the chair, bend your knees a little bit more if you want to. You can take your forehead to the seat, or you can move it completely out of the way and just do a forward fold. Whichever of those feel most comfortable for you. This is meant to pause and breathe for a moment, so you're not working on a stretch, you're not working on flexibility. Just giving your body a moment to breathe. Deep bend in the knees if you need to release any stretch that you're getting in the back of your legs. Unless you want more stretch, you can straighten out a little more. It's totally up to you. And just raise and lower your heels. Squeeze your butt. Pull your belly into your spine. Start to roll yourself up. All the way up nice and tall. Deep breath at the top. Exhale down, and we're going to go to the floor. I told you we were doing some back lever today, so guess what? We get to be on our belly. I know that's not your all's favorite. If you would like to put a small by a flat-ish type pillow under your hips, or a blanket like so under your hips, for extra back support, you can. We won't be here long, I promise. All right. So you can put your forehead on a pillow or block so you have ample space to breathe, or you can turn your head and put your cheek on the floor. I'm going to have mine up so the microphone will catch my voice and I won't be muffled. Okay? So imagine that your hip bones are headlights. I want you to push your headlights into the mat and lengthen your tailbone towards the heels of your feet. It gives you more space in your low vertebrae, and it helps protect the spine by engaging through your abs. Your hands are underneath your shoulders and your elbows are tucked in like a tiny bird. You're going to take an inhale And lift your head off the mat slightly. Lengthen through the crown. And lengthen through the tailbone towards the feet. And down. And again, inhale, lengthen up through the crown. Tailbone towards the feet. And down. On this last one, before you do it, I'm going to explain it. On this last one, when we inhale up, I want you to really push in to the mat with your hands like you're trying to pull the mat underneath your belly, under your chest. Okay, so on deep inhale up, pull on that mat, pull with your hands, lengthen through the crown. Exhale down, relax the whole shoulder area. One more time, inhale up, draw, and exhale down. That's the extent of your belly work today. So you have a couple choices. You can flip over onto your back gently, or if you want to do a downward dog into a child's pose for a moment, you can. If you want to try downward dog, put your hands next to your chest, flip your feet so you're on your tippy toes. Do it, stay on your knees and do a little push-up. And then lift your knees off the mat, but keep them bent. If you don't want to go to downward dog, you could just go straight and push your butt back over your heels. Just kind of rock back and forth. Stretch through the back. Come up to hands and knees. Get your apparatus out of the way if you have one. And gently walk yourself onto your back. I want you to draw your knees up. If rolling is not comfortable, then just put your hands on, you can put your hands on your knees to help support the weight, or you can put them behind your thighs if you want to as well, to help support the weight of your legs being up. And you can just sit still, or if you want to, you can roll a little bit. All right, uncross your feet if you had them crossed. We're going to alternate between cannonball and can opener. If you had kids or was a child that jumped in the swimming pool, is it called can opener? I can't remember now. It looks like a can opener to me. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. All right, so we're going to take a nice deep breath while our legs are not squeezed in. Exhale, cannonball. Draw your legs in, head comes up. Inhale, drop your head, open your right leg only, keeping your left leg in. On your exhale, draw that right leg back in, cannonball. Squeeze all that air out. Inhale, open up, straighten the left leg only. Exhale, cannonball. Inhale, right leg open, can opener. Exhale, cannonball. Inhale, left leg open, cannonball. Can opener. Inhale, exhale, cannonball. Last one on the right side. Exhale, cannonball. Inhale, last one on the left side. You can relax your left leg all the way down. Put your right foot on the floor. Right. Left leg is straight, right foot is on the floor. Toes are up to the ceiling on the left leg, knee is towards the ceiling. Your legs are hip width apart. Take a deep breath. When you exhale, draw your belly in nice and tight and lift your left leg off the floor just minutely. You may still feel your calf touching, and then relax. Release the belly, release the leg. Deep breath. Exhale, really stabilize the core, push the air out, and lift the left leg off the floor slightly. And then relax. One more time, deep breath. Exhale, draw the belly in, tighten through the abs, lift the left leg off the floor, and relax. We're gonna switch legs, slide the left heel up, slide the right heel out. Make sure your legs are hip width apart. Toes are face up on the left leg. Take a deep breath. Exhale, squeeze through the belly and lift the left leg off the floor. It doesn't have to be very far. And relax. You let everything relax when you relax. Big breath. Exhale, draw the belly in, lift the leg off the floor, and relax. One more time, deep breath. Exhale, stabilize and lift. And relax. Slide the right up. Legs are hip width apart. I want you to arch your back, lifting your belly off, lifting your back off the floor. Use the belly muscles and try and relax the back muscles. An arch motion is really done by the back, but you can do it by using the belly. Just imagine that you're just pushing something off of your belly. You're just popping your belly up and feel your back lift up. Pushing your belly up and then flatten your back. Really root your back into the, kind of wiggle into it. Feel your back push into the floor. Then relax and pop your belly up, creating an arch. And then flatten your back, rooting into your low spine. Pop your belly up, feel it arch up, and relax and root into the back. I want you to hold your back into the floor. Use your low abs. You can poke your belly, and your belly should be, you should feel the activation of your belly. It's not all completely jiggly. There's some muscle in there somewhere. Pushing that belly back into the floor. Now pay attention to your feet and your knees and your hips, the position of your legs. You're not going to change anything about your leg position. You're just going to change your hip hinge. So you're going to release the weight off of your right leg. Your foot can still touch. And then put the weight on your right leg and lift it off of the left leg. Your foot can still touch. Feel what's going on in your abs. What's going on in your ab muscles. You don't utilize your abs when you move your legs. Then you use your back. Put your left foot on the floor and lift your right off. You can have the sole touching. Put the right down, lift the left. Keeping the belly engaged to provide support in the spine. Push the left down, lift the right an inch off the floor this time. And down. And lift the left an inch off the floor this time. And down. Lift the right an inch. Down, lift the left an inch. Down. Now I want you to lift the right so that the right knee is over the right hip joint. And then take it right back down. Switch the weight. Left comes up, knees over hip. And down. Switch, right comes up. And down. Switch, left comes up. And down. And relax. Just rock side to side on your hips. Relax your knees. There's the sound you've been waiting for, that savasana. I made y'all work a little harder today, didn't I? Roll out as you're getting all your stuff together for your savasana. Pay attention to any tension that you feel. Roll around to release it out. As I mentioned before, I sit up so you can hear me better with the microphone. But I want y'all to lay out in your Shavasana pose, utilizing as much props as you can get your hands on so that you're well supported on the floor. Or if you've moved to a better couch, that's perfectly fine. I'm not watching you, so I don't care, right? I want you to be comfortable. Having your back supported by lifting your knees or putting your lower legs on a chair, couch, allows you to completely relax those legs and keeps your back in a better alignment position. Utilize a blanket or jacket, cover your eyes with a towel or blanket or eye pillow, eye mask if you have one. Blocking out the excess light really helps us draw into ourselves, into our practice, into our body. Keeps distractions at bay a little bit. And start to bring yourself to stillness, releasing the last bit of fidgetiness. I don't think that's a word, but I make up words all the time. Hone in on your breath. The rise and fall of your chest. The expansion of your belly. The expansion of the walls of your chest up underneath your arms. The lifting of the heart. Survey your body, your physical form. If you could make it 5% more comfortable, do so. How does your physical form feel today? Did it get challenged? Did it surprise you? Survey your emotional state. How does it feel today? Has it changed from before class? Does it define you today? Or does it define your thought processes? Or how you go about your day? And survey your mind as if you were watching a movie. What's bouncing around in there? What are you seeing happen? Where's your mind taking you? If you see thoughts there that you no longer want, just imagine picking them off of the screen like a picture and tossing them in the trash. Toss them over your shoulder. Say, nope, not going to think about that today. Not going to do that one. Nope, over that. So you're happy with the thoughts that are bouncing around. You can let them roam free. You don't have to rein those in. Rein in all the ones that you prefer not to think about today. Toss them over your shoulder. And as you lie there, I want you to feel your body on the floor. I want you to feel each physical pressure point. Everything that is touching what's ever beneath you. Feel the dead weight of your body. the physical mass of it, rooting into the ground. Feel the front half light and airy. Feel it rising and falling with your breath. Feel the air in the room pricking at your skin. Two polar opposites, light and heavy. And I want you to imagine that heaviness underneath your body, that hard floor, whatever it is, I want you to imagine that it slowly begins to soften out. Softens out and supports you as if you're lying in the sand. When you lie in the sand kind of shifts and moves and creates a molded area where it supports you. The heavier parts of your body mold down a little deeper. You feel completely supported and soft. Feeling the sand beneath your body, cupping you, molding into your shape. And I want you to imagine as you're lying there completely supported by the sand, I want you to imagine yourself taking handfuls of sand and creating circles, balls of sand, as if you were making a snowman. Getting a nice wet sand that will mold. Not too wet, not too dry. Making little different shaped balls of sand before you. While you're sitting here in the sand, making these balls, you can hear the water, you can hear the birds, you can feel the sun. Imagine that each one of these balls of sand represents a thought that walks through your mind today. You have big thoughts and you have little quick thoughts. All these little balls of sand. Now you can take balls of sand that represent these thoughts. If there are thoughts that you do not want to have, you can crush them back into where they came from. But if it's a thought that you want to nurture and you want to grow, you could actually add Elmer's glue to that sand, water it down, add it to that, and you could create a sand sculpture that would remain there and stand the test of time. That's the secret to sand castles, by the way. Imagine that you could take that thought that you wanted to cultivate and you could actually use it as the base of a beautiful sandcastle, forming shapes. How does your castle look? Is it modern? Is it old-fashioned? Looks like a dragon could come out of it at any moment. Would you use buckets and spades? Put your heart into your sandcastle, into the thoughts that you want to cultivate. Creating windows and openings that you can see the ocean through. Utilizing toothpicks, forks, shovels, Q-tips, dentistry tools, all to create details in your sand. Hang back and look at your castle. Look at the thought that you've cultivated. Feel the sand beneath you. Feel supported and safe. Feel the sun on your face. Feel the breeze on your skin. Take a nice deep breath into the salt air. And as you exhale, it all falls away. And you find yourself on the hard floor, in your space, in your body, your physical form, your emotions and your thoughts. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, roll your wrists and ankles, bend and straighten your elbows and knees, shrug your shoulders, move your hip joints, arch and contract your back, turning your head side to side. Get a little bit of motion in every single joint, just a little bit. Motion is lotion. Wake the joints back up for movement. Straightening out your arms and legs. Take a deep breath and lengthen long. Exhale and release. Slowly roll over onto your side. Go nice and slow. Stack your shoulders, hips, knees. Take a moment for gravity transition. Support your head, lengthen through your spine. Take your thoughts captive. Cultivate the ones that are worthwhile and crush the ones like the crushed sand balls, the ones that are not. Toss them over your shoulder, let them go. Gently walk yourself up into a seated position, peeling yourself off the mat. Find a comfortable seat, either cross-legged or legs out in front, staff pose. Tall spine. Turn your head to the right as far as you can. Then take your left hand off your lap and put it out to the side as far as you can. Just touching the floor out to the side of your left hip. And then bring your head over to the right, the other side, to the left as far as you can, and bring the left hand over to the right shoulder, like you're giving yourself a hug. Looking the opposite direction. Bring your head back to center, hand returns to your lap. Other side, head over to the left as far as you can. Right arm out to the side, back next to your right hip, just opening up the shoulder a little bit. And slowly rotate your head over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Bend your right elbow, take the right hand to the left shoulder. You're giving yourself a hug. Just hold on to the shoulder and let it hang. Bring your head back to center, hand returns to your lap. Drop your head forward. Lift your chin up to the ceiling. You can let your jaw relax, but close your lips. Bring your head back to neutral. Round your shoulders, shrug them forward, up, back and down a couple of times. And then make sure you go the other direction, back, up, forward, and down. And for our breath, inhale up, lengthen tall. Exhale down. Last breath. Inhale up. Hands come together overhead. Exhale them down to your chest. Flutter your eyes open, bring yourself back to your space, and namaste.